بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In 1993, the Muslim Educational Trust was founded with a dream to help create an open, empowering, and collaborative atmosphere within the Muslim community in the greater Portland area. Over the last 18 years, MET has made significant strides in the development of Portland's Islamic-based education. MET's focus on education through positive interaction with Muslims and non-Muslims and honest communication with the media and public officials has greatly impacted not only the people of Portland, but well beyond our local area.
The MET has put the Muslims on the map in Portland, in my opinion, because of the fact that even though we have a significant number of Muslims present there, they have been living in their own cocoon, and this MET has really integrated the Islam in the society here.
Obviously, there has to be an understanding of Islam and the West in order to get along in this society, because it's certainly not an Islamic culture. But MET is filling that role and is continuing to fulfill that role for people not only from immigrant community, but also from people like myself, American-born and steeped in the Western culture, and in discovering how to apply Islam in this foreign society.
Muslim Educational Trust is one of the best institutions which the Muslim community has established here in Greater Portland. Its emphasis on education is essential for the growth of a happy, healthy, prosperous Muslim community, which is a good citizen of this country as well as submits itself to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The MET has been such an important, vibrant link between the communities because they were not embroiled in community politics. They could move ahead, my husband calls it hyperspace from the culture, but they could move ahead and get things done that we couldn't even get done in our home communities. They helped us to see who we really are.
The Muslim Educational Trust has always kept open their doors, the leadership, to open and frank communication with the Tigard Police Department, and it allows us to work together in actually accomplishing our goals and the city goals of respect and care and doing the right thing.
We don't do a good job of learning on our own. So you took, particularly the trust, the educational trust, you went out very intentionally and sought people from all over the community to share your perspectives, to engage in dialogue with them. And that impact, I think, has probably secured a respectful and safe inter-community existence in the greater Portland area.
I remember going to the offices when they were near Portland State University at the Koinonia House, and over the years I've always been impressed by MET's willingness to help people in whatever way help was needed. In my case, I was usually requesting a guest speaker for one reason or another, and they always either found a speaker or came themselves to help me out, and I really appreciated that.
I think that this will be thought of as one of the darkest hours in our American history. And during this darkness and this time of ignorance and violence, the Muslim Educational Trust has stood in the city of Portland and beyond as a beacon of light and hope and education and justice. And I think it's important to continue to support this community as they lead us into the future here in Portland.
And the work that WASD has done in the interfaith community to bring the Christians and Muslims and Jewish faith together, I've been very impressed because I've been working in the community in the area of civil rights and individual rights for many years prior to meeting WASD and his work. So But I think it's been very heartwarming to know that there are other people like us minded trying to learn about each other's faith and community and culture, and then sharing that the interfaith about who we are. And I've been very impressed with the Muslim American community that's brought their community together and having this MET, educating their own children in the culture and the language and the faith. So.
As we reflect upon the events of 2010, we cannot help but feel incredibly blessed and grateful for witnessing another year of wonderful accomplishments and great achievements. From education to scholarship, to outreach, to interfaith, and recreational activities. MET has once again succeeded in bringing our beloved community together through the strength of great partnerships and rewarding experiences. MET has launched Oregon's Muslim Youth, Ummi, a program dedicated to all mothers who have worked so selflessly, tirelessly, and patiently, day in and day out, to fulfill the precious trust of raising their children, teaching them, guiding them, and inspiring them to be the best they can be. Ummi is a youth enrichment, engagement, and mentoring program. Ummi experiences and programs are specifically designed to inspire, motivate, and prepare our children and youth for a life of contribution.
Neighborhood House has enjoyed a partnership relationship with MET, and one of the involvements that we have in this partnership is around our Southwest Hope Feed the Hungry, and that's a campaign to raise money and food to support our emergency food box program. Now, I think there are probably no better ambassadors for MET than the kids that we've seen coming to events for Southwest Hope. And they are smart, they are articulate, they are passionate, and they are amazingly engaging. And the Muslim community can have no better ambassadors than those kids.
The sense that I've had from coming to community events, and then I also had a wonderful opportunity. I was invited to come and speak to the high school students at MET about nursing as a profession, because I'm a nurse. And I've just been so impressed with the caliber of the youth at MET. I think educationally, it seems like when I've heard them present, essay readings, reciting Quran, the students I talked to, the high school students I talked to about nursing, I've been so impressed by the thoughtfulness and politeness and interest, just the dedication of the youth. And so I think that speaks a lot to the quality of the education that MET provides.
The youth ambassadors visited Kieran's 7th grade class, and it was really a good experience. And for me, it's so wonderful to have this experience, because I want, when my son watches a news program and sees what's going on in the world and he hears the word Muslims or Islam, I don't want him to have a fear of this word. I want him to understand that these are people, and just like we are.
When I look at the children, the students that they're educating, I'm looking into the future, and I can see how what kind of a society of Muslims we're going to have by looking at their children, and how disciplined and respectful they are, yet natural as children.
We are very proud that 2011 will witness Oregon Islamic Academy's first senior graduating class. We thank Allah the Almighty for the seeds we planted 17 years ago, which are now becoming a flourishing harvest and are developing into righteous individuals and positive community members who seek every good opportunity to excel and give back to the community.
You know what I really like about MET? Growing up here, it has provided me with a unique environment that helped me strengthen my Muslim identity, something that no other high school would be able to provide me with, and I'm so grateful for that. I made many great projects over these years, and one of them would be the Battle of Uhud that we have on YouTube.
Educational Trust Community Center will be the first center in the metro area to provide a gathering place for the entire Muslim community. It will be a place where people may come together to grow in mutual understanding and respect, helping to make the Portland area a better place for all citizens. The Muslim Educational Trust Community Center will include a gymnasium, which will also be used as a multi-purpose hall and musalla, an indoor swimming pool, an Islamic museum, an Islamic art gallery, a resource library, a computer and media lab, a science lab, a commercial kitchen, a gift store, a fitness center, 14 classrooms, and a children's playground. The center will welcome and encourage members of all faiths and ethnic backgrounds to partake in a wide variety of on-site activities and events, including athletics, lectures, concerts, art openings, research study opportunities, shopping, interfaith dialogues, and social events.
For a strong Muslim American community here in Portland, Oregon, I think it's a really positive thing to do.
And I would hope the other nonprofit organization, the foundations, will be very supportive. It is about enriching our overall community, not just for the Arab American and Muslim community, but for all of us in Portland, Oregon. So it's a gathering place for the entire community to learn about each other. The museum will play a very important role. Arts and culture is so important in how we perceive each other. So I think for Japanese Garden, it's important for Japanese American community. This would be very important to educate the larger population about the culture and language of the Muslim and Arab American community. So I would hope that corporations and foundations will be very supportive.
It's not about the first generation Muslim American. You know, most of us, you know, have grown in a Muslim country, and we had the environment where we grow into a proud, strong, with our, you know, culture and religion. However, for the kids, lose their language. They are trying to please their parent by, you know, being a good, decent Muslim. But then the third generation, they become like without religion affiliation. That's where I realized that Muslim school is what my kids needed.
It's our job to take the best of the East and to take the best of the West, merge them together, and create an environment, you know, that not only reminds us like what their values are, what our principles are for myself, but at the same time for my family, for my generations, for my friends, their families, and so on and so forth.
They have a knowledge, and from the young age, if the kids are learning the right Islamic with the over here all the other science and thing, then they have a really good leader. And that's why always I pray our new youth and our new generation should be strong, good Muslim and good leader. And the MIT can help, only MIT can help that.
I think a center like this will provide more opportunities for interaction with the community so that we can all become educated and we can all form a stronger bond because we're all part of the same community.
In our country, unfortunately, there has been, as we all know, so much bias against Muslims, and certainly since 9/11 that has increased. And if the mainstream community does not reach out and embrace and accept and respect and honor our Muslim sisters and brothers, then maybe it's a good idea for the Muslim community to model what the mainstream community really should be doing, and that is opening up its doors and inviting the larger community in.
All the proposed functions, they are interdependent. We cannot separate them out. Everything is needed. Musalla prayer, yeah, needed. Swimming pool, yes, of course needed. Gymnasium, yes, needed. Everything is needed. We cannot separate them out. It is like a comprehensive plan. When I think about this, I feel, alhamdulillah, as if I'm going to have a full insurance with no deductibles.
We need the MIT Community Center.
We need the MIT Community Center.
We need the MIT Community Center. We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center. We need the MET Community Center. We need the Community Center. We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center. We need the MET Community Center. We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center. We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
We need the MET Community Center.
And so do you!
Both as an individual and as the CEO of Mercy Corps, I want to highly support the community center that is being built by the Muslim Educational Trust. I think it is critical that this happen. It will add so much to our community. You know, I wish it had existed 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but we all have an opportunity as a community now to come together, build this center, and support its important activities, and I'm behind it 1,000%.
I want those who have dreamed this dream to know that this is not just a dream for the Muslim community. This is a dream for all of us, and that we join with you in our prayers and in our hopes that this community center will be a place of joy and learning for many, many generations to come.
It's a community effort to get the center built as well as a community space once it is built, and everybody can do a little bit. If you can afford to give $200 to have a share in the building, that's wonderful. If you can't, you can find 10 friends who could each give $20, and then you could have a share in the building. And working together to get it done is part of what's going to make it a beautiful space once it's built.
I'm really very excited about the idea of the community center. It seems like it gives a physical presence to the work that is already happening, and the philosophy of inclusivity that the Muslim Educational Trust has always espoused. And of course, as the World Affairs Council, we're very excited about the opportunity to collaborate on even more events. We do a lot already with MET, but we look forward to having some of our events in the new facility.
I think investing in the community center will pay back in a big way. Investment can be in form of monetary donation, the investment can be in the form of expertise or talents, or the investment can be in the form of just support only. But the bottom line is that get involved, do whatever you can, and support in whatever way you can.
We must accept the challenge to educate our children. And that responsibility calls us all to be able to sacrifice and work together to achieve such a noble and honorable goal, such as that facility would do in terms of providing more educational resources and space that would be available for our youth and the generations to come.
First, actually, always I pray to Allah. The first goal is MET is from the beginning. Long time we are trying it. Let it successful. After we see that MET is successful and community center, everything, then everybody have a motivation, then we can do more stuff. And when MET done, then we can take next project. This is the first thing we can make all the Muslim together. This is the first we have this step to make it unity and then see the success.
We need to get this done this year. So please donate as much as you can. And to make it happen, we don't want to drag another year or two because of a $20,000 or $30,000 shortage. I think we, knowing how much a project like this costs and the amount of effort involved, I think we need to give it all what we can to make it happen this year.
You have an opportunity for continual charity, and we have made it simple for you to accomplish. We divided the 33,000 square feet of our community center into 33,000 shares, so anyone can buy as little as one share. Each share costs $200. You can choose to dedicate that share to honor your parents, family, yourself, your friends or loved ones, or our youth and their education. And remember, your gift of endowment shares is the one that multiplies and keeps on giving and reaping reward in this life and the next. There is also a naming opportunity for everyone. Choose any of our facilities and name it after yourself or your family. Leave a legacy while making our dream a reality. Why should you donate your hard-earned money to the community center? When you donate, you receive hasanat, and also you please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because isn't that what matters at the end? Now, I'm not saying to donate everything you have in your bank account, but when everyone donates a little amount of money, it piles up and it makes a difference because every penny matters. This is the best way to revive the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who encouraged endowment as a means of ongoing charity beyond our lifetime. Be a pioneer and invest in this milestone for building the first Islamic community center of its kind in the Pacific Northwest. Be part of an important Islamic legacy that will benefit and meet the needs of our community and its youth today, tomorrow, and every day. I want to encourage you all to get involved, show your leadership, and inspire a culture of giving and philanthropy.